This is still an active investigation. We're here at the corner of Vineyard Avenue and Murdo Street, and as you can see, the avenue still remains blocked off with crime tape as the Yonkers Police Department as well as medical examiners still remain on scene. But Carol, very little information is known at this time. What has been confirmed by the Yonkers Police Department is that it was a 45-year-old Yonkers man that was fatally stabbed this morning. And police actually tell us, if you walk with me this way, the body of that man was actually found down over there near the intersection of Vineyard Avenue and Wheeland Place across from a deli. Now again, very little information is known at this time. We don't know how many people were actually involved in this fatal stabbing. However, neighbors in this area do tell us they're shocked.
Joins us live from the New York Presbyterian Lawrence Hospital with the latest.
Well, Jackie, this was just a different scene last night. There was a massive police presence and people were kind of in a panic mode. But what we've noticed right now is that police still remain circling the hospital grounds. We've seen NYPD here. We've also seen the Bronxville Police Department. And not just that. The cause of the carbon monoxide leak is still under investigation, but Con Edison says the cause is most likely due to a heating equipment that was found inside of the home. Now, the good news here is that the 11 victims that remain in the hospital are expected to be okay. In Yonkers, Jessica Vallejo, 5 News. Well, you may want to hold on to your hats because it's windy out here and dangerously windy. The wind gusts have been so powerful. Just take a look behind me. I'm here in front of a home in Harrison. You can see those winds knocked over that tree onto those power lines. Well, Mike Courtney, the good news here is that no one has been hurt, but as you can see, the Mount Vernon Fire Department remain on scene, making sure the fire does not rekindle with these storms we're having. At this time, they have controlled the blaze, but just take a look behind me. You can see the home is still standing, but the roof had collapsed. Well, many on this block remain without power, and the reason why, just take a look behind me, is because of this tree, which was about 20 feet tall, now lays on this street, blocking this whole intersection of Union Avenue and Franklin Street. Crews are on scene just trying to clean up this mess. In this video, you can see those strong winds just rip the tree trunk apart. Look, I'm going to show you, there's already a thin layer of snow on the ground right now. And as conditions are expected to get worse, flights at the airport have not yet been canceled. Now what you're seeing right now is a mixture of rain and snow coming down on us. The sidewalks remain covered in snow, but those streets are now wet, which can cause those slippery conditions. Well, walking on a road that's usually packed with cars, but it's pretty quiet here at the Stewart International Airport. Now, they're still open, but flights at this time have not yet been delayed. But if you're a traveler, you may want to check with your carrier and check that online. And as you can see, the sidewalk, it's covered in snow, but just take a look. The snow isn't actually sticking to the roads, which is a good thing. Yes, I am sitting on a pile of snow that tow trucks piled up this morning. All this snow accumulated, it may not be here much longer because what you're seeing now is a mixture of rain and snow, which is what port authorities were concerned about. Icy conditions causing flight delays.
Right now, relief, but last night I was a wreck. It was a rough night.
Donna Graham is one of the many whose heart dropped after receiving an alert.
Then I watched Files, one, and then I saw that it was the hospital and they had it locked down, and then that the gunman was on the 6th floor and my mom's on the 6th floor.
Graham saw footage of the massive police presence that swarmed the New York Presbyterian Lawrence Hospital in Bronxville after there were reports of a man with a shotgun. And immediately, like many that were panicking Sunday night, Graham and her husband tried to call her mother.
We weren't able to communicate with her, but my thing was just to keep her calm.
For approximately 4 hours, SWAT teams and canines searched every floor on the hospital. Graham's mother was inside.
I was concerned and she was scared because they had to break that, they had to go into every room and check under the beds and everything.
After that extensive search, Bronxville Police Chief Christopher Satriel says it was confirmed that it was a false alarm. The reports came from 2 patients in the same room on the 6th floor who reported to nurses that they saw a man with a shotgun walking towards the elevator. The nurses called 911, and that's when the hospital was put on lockdown.
That they were mistaken.
And even though it was a false alarm, this is not the scene on Monday. Police continue to circle the facility. Saul Lefreri, the president of a security firm in New Rochelle, who was also director of security and intelligence operations in New York City for over 5 years, says it's a safety measure.
We want to establish this presence where you can alleviate people's fears, and people that are coming, or who have loved ones there, maybe feeling a little uncomfortable, and the high visibility of law enforcement around the facility just gives them a sense of security.
But nothing makes Graham feel more safe than having another day with her mother.
Extremely grateful.
Yeah.
Extremely. Yeah.
Now, no injuries were reported, and there has been no indication that patients reported the gunmen in a malicious way. In Bronxville, Jessica Vallejo, Fallos News.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Yonkers police have charged a Washington state man in an alleged citizenship scam that targeted undocumented immigrants. False One's Jessica Vallejo has the story.
In this case,
Cristana Rosa Martinez is one of the many that was targeted by 63-year-old Juan Cedillo. She tells us in Spanish she has been left with a broken heart. I feel scared now that immigration authorities will come to my house because of that man. He is at fault. He scammed us and committed a huge fraud. I feel sad, anxious, and depressed. I can't stop shaking. Shaking of anxiety from the actions of a Washington man that is now being charged with a felony of grand larceny for an alleged citizenship scam that targeted undocumented immigrants. Her daughter Jacqueline Rojas, who stood by her mother's side, says she was even fooled.
But I'm thankful that this has come to light, that he is now, in jail, and that there are processes moving forward and there's protection for my parents.
In a press conference on Thursday, Mayor Mike Spano and Police Commissioner Charles Gardner announced that a total of over 40 families were victimized by Cedillo since 2013. Families lost a total of over $300,000.
Mr. Cedillo sold false promises and false hope to a vulnerable subset of our population, scamming them out of their hard-earned money.
Commissioner Gardner says Cedillo allegedly portrayed himself as someone connected to many federal agencies associated with the immigration application process. Police say he collected $8,000 per family in exchange for a promised legal United States citizenship.
As of today, we are not aware of any of these families' applications being approved or leading to any change in their immigration status.
Police are now asking anyone who may be a victim of a citizenship scam to please come forward. In Yonkers, Jessica Vallejo, Fallos News.